Go forward, Elysia. Go forward, one foot in front of another, until nothing is left but light.
That's cool. La 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 la. That's right. La 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 la. That's cool. La 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 la. That's right. That's trash.
Hello, and welcome to That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell, and I'm joined today by a couple of my good internet friends. Alan White, say hi.
Hi, I'm Alan White. I am his cool internet friend.
And Andrew Shaw.
Hello!
You sound like you're far away.
Me? I'm very far away. I'm on the other side of the world.
Yeah, this is international.
This is the
Recognize.
United Nations of podcasts.
Yes. So on this episode, I give me a little mission statement there in the intro, and usually we watch a psychotronic movie, meaning like something
Trash.
old or trash or whatever you want to call it, a B movie, and we're doing something a little bit different right now because also this isn't available free online, which most of them are. We're actually reviewing a movie that's not out yet. It's just starting to hit the festival circuit, and we've been given a screener copy to talk about for like promotional purposes. So we'll see how that goes. We've never done anything like this before, and I dig both these guys, you guys, very much. I haven't talked to Andrew since you brought me Houseboat Horror.
You'll bar up.
I'm already these shorts are too small right now. That's how barred up I am.
Wow.
And so I've known both of you guys, I think, since I started on the 11 o'clock comics forums, I think around 2008 or whenever it started, basically. So I've known you guys for like 10 years virtually. I've never met you in
Yep.
real life, unfortunately.
Sadly.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
Had I known that you were going to be at the comic show in Chicago,
I blame you.
I would have gone.
I lay it at your feet.
But that's neither here nor there.
No, it is very here. It is very here and there. I missed you. I was sad.
I couldn't believe when I opened up my Facebook feed and saw you and Jason in a picture together. That was like a gut punch.
See?
Yeah. Jason's on the show a lot. Jason Farrell, for those who are listening.
Yep.
Okay, so before I forget, I do this every time. The movie we're talking about is called The God Inside My Ear, and it was directed by and written by Joe Baden, who is a comics guy. He's primarily an illustrator, and this is his first feature film. He made this for $8,000, and it was shot in 13 shooting days. And it's a very remarkable film. I haven't seen anything like it for quite a while. Before we get into that, though, I want to chat with a couple of my buddies here. So, Alan,
Hey.
talk to me a little bit.
Hi, Matt. So my name's Alan, and I'm sore like a mug right now. Because, well, see, I'm fighting time.
Oh.
Tooth and nail. And so I worked out today like it owed me money. I tried to kill it. I tried to kill it today. And I'm sore.
It's paying off, though, right? I've seen some pictures you posted. I've seen your arms. I've seen the gun show.
I've tried, but I'm just not. I need a psychotronic movie to elevate my spirits.
There you go. You're welcome. So tell the audience a little bit about the power principle, because I think
Gladly.
a lot of our listeners are comics readers as well, so I think that's relevant.
Good. So, yep, because that's where we met, right?
Yes,
Doing
sir. Yes, sir.
comic fandom.
Mm-hmm.
And when we all met back then, say if you want to say 10 years ago, I'm ready to commit to 10 years ago because I'm good with that.
I'll marry that.
And I had this history of comics, of making comics, but I didn't tell many people because meeting up with everybody and fans, we're just all fans together. So I'm just riding the crest of, wow, this is cool, this is hot, that's a cool dude, that's a cool dude. And then someone had asked me if I ever did anything, and so I had to confess that I did. So back in 1980 something, I had gone to Joe Kubert's School of Cartooning, Art, and Graphic Design. And while I was there, I formulated a story to probably mostly deal with my own anxiety about leaving home for the first time. This is like I was in my teens, and came up with a story of what would happen if the people that lived in my dorm house had gotten superpowers, real fantasy stuff. And I wrote 3 or 4 issues, and I drew 2.5 issues and published one. And then I took off on another quest of life for 30 years. But then when I started talking about it again, it kind of resparked. And I figured, why not try again? So in 2015, I picked up the story and decided, why not have the characters be 30 years older, since I'm 30 years older. And it's now online for anybody's eyes to see if you want to go and read the 12 issues that I've produced since then.
Can you direct people to where they can find that?
I don't think I should. Yes, okay. www.thepowerprinciple.co.
And that's not principal like this head of a school. That's
no
PLE principle.
Right. It's the power principle, like the pleasure principle by Janet Jackson.
Wait, what? I thought that was Gary Newman.
Gary Newman.
Am I?
Yeah, I like to see Gary Newman get out there and dance like Janet.
He did.
I would too. Actually.
Wait a minute. Is there really not an album by Gary Newman called the? You're tripping me out.
The Pleasure Principle?
Yeah. Am I?
Maybe.
I don't know if I want to Google Pleasure Principle somehow.
Yeah, Gary Newman, Pleasure Principle.
That's fine. That's not who I'm based.
1979. Okay, sorry. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Also,
you're not crazy.
Okay. All right. Okay. So also, by the way, it's on Amazon, the collection of the 12 issues.
You're right. Well, yes, you're right.
The e-reader.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it's also on Comixology, but not all 12 issues.
Okay. So yeah, if you've heard of Amazon, you can go there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So Amazon, you have to pay for it. Comixology, you have to pay for it. At www.blablabla.co, you don't have to pay for it.
That's
now,
true.
if you go there and read it for free, and you want to toss me some shekels, then you could go ahead and buy it off of Comixology or Amazon.
Yeah. Good call. Thank you. So is that done? Do you feel like you have more in you? Do you want to revisit?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm drawing 13 now, and I'm just finding the power, if you will, to don't hurt me. Don't kick me off.
Well, you're breaking up, Alan.
We can't hear you.
To get full steam ahead and churn them out. I have lots and lots of stories, and I do have at least 5 Kickstarter contributors who still need to get on my pages.
Oh, as a pledge thing, like.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you have to do that, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to be one of those Kickstarter people. I hate those people. I gave some gal money for to collect the original what the hell's his name? Mr. Monster. She collected the old Mr. Monster stories, and then she got pregnant and said, I'm gonna take some time off. This is like 5 years ago that I'm still waiting on this thing, but
ouch.
It hurts when that happens. Yeah. Cool. So yes, please check out Alan's comic. It's good. He's good. He's good peoples.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so Andrew, can you share a little bit about what you do, because you are a writer of comics as well?
Yes, I currently have a horror anthology graphic novel out called Cul-de-sac with a good friend of mine, Will Playden, who did I wrote all the stories in there. He did all the art. It's a horror anthology set in 1950s Australia in a little small community. And we go house to house for the different stories. So it's mostly horror. There's a little bit of sci-fi in there, but yeah, the book is absolutely beautiful. Will hand painted it all. It took him 4 years to paint it, so it was definitely worth the wait.
I can't wait to see it.
Yes, you'll have to get you a copy.
So, can you also mention the other collection that you were part of? I kickstarted something else you were in. It sits 8 inches from where my head is every night when I sleep. I still haven't got a chance to start it yet.
Is that the This Nightmare Kills Fascists?
Yes, sir.
Yes, another one which it still baffles me that they let me be part of that project because it's got some very, very high level creators in there. Matt Miner, Christopher Sabella, Eric Palicki. Matt and Eric put it all together, and it's it's a fantastic anthology. There's some really, really good stories in there, just about trying to make this world a better place, but in the horror vein.
Yeah, so the theme is right. It's like a collection of short stories with kind of the horror kind of creepy vibe, but like through political lens, right?
Yeah, it's looking at, like, my story is called Office Party, and it's about a U.S. senator who's it's almost like Scrooged, he gets visited by the ghosts of the people he's wronged. So it's I really had a really good time, and Sean Von Gorman drew the art, and he did an amazing job with it.
Where do I know that name from?
He worked with Matt Miner on which one was it?
The Liberators?
Liberator, maybe it was Liberator, I think.
Okay.
We also did a book about Houdini as well a few years ago, a comic book about Houdini.
Oh, okay. That's probably where I know it from, actually. I'm kind of a Houdini weirdo.
Yeah. I think it would be that one as well.
Okay. And so where do they get Cul-de-sac if they want to order that online?
So at the moment, you can get it from, we've got an Etsy store up. If you just search Cul-de-sac or Shaw Will Comics, SHAWILL Comics, and it should come up on your search there. We ship all around the world, so if you want to buy it, you can definitely get it.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. I know some people don't want to talk about stuff they do outside of the movie that we're talking about, but I dig both of what you guys do, so I just wanted to have a chance to share.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, so now to the matter at hand. So I was talking to the guys before we started the show. This is, again, the first time we've done something like this about a movie that's not out yet. So I'm new to the world of like reviewing stuff, like the whole kind of spoiler whatever, right? I mean, most of the stuff we talk about is 30 years old, and so this is new to me. We have some clips, but I don't want to spoil anything, and I want to respect the director and the fact that this is still rolling out to theaters and getting on the circuit, and it's just kind of being sent out and being reviewed. So we're going to try not to spoil too much, but I also want to just talk about it frankly as much as possible. So that's a fun line to walk.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I guess, Andrew, could you do like a Wikipedia like style, like 4 sentences, just synopsis of what this movie's about, if you can, just to give because normally we do this saying, in case you haven't seen it yet, but it's a movie that's sitting on YouTube and it's old and well known. But this one, they literally have not seen it, so they need to have some kind of a frame of reference, right?
Let me find it here. Well, how about we go with what the official synopsis is? That way,
that works.
I don't jump into spoiler territory. So going by what's on the Internet Movie Database, so the guide in my ear is: after experiencing a peculiar and sudden breakup with her boyfriend, Elysia discovers a world of conspiracies, strange voices, and horrifying visions.
That's the movie I saw.
That's the movie I saw too.
Cosign.
Okay, so.
Okay, good night, everybody.
All right, well, guys, it's been so fun.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was just munching on a martini olive. Okay,
Ew.
so first of all, I think just first impressions. Alan?
Alan, you're gonna say my name.
So this,
Oh, well.
this is like when they do. Remember they used to do those movie campaigns where they'd be outside the theater for the test screening, and they would talk to people as they leave the theater.
It was better than Cats.
You should leave right now. That was your high note, definitely.
I remember them doing one for, there was a stage show here in Australia once, and they interviewed this guy, and his line was, "It was really good." In that exact same delivery.
That should be a ringtone.
I know, I'd love to find it again.
Collect your checks, So when you, so I've listened to That's Cool, That's Trash.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Several shows of yours. So I knew the kind of stuff that you already get into, and the kind of stuff you get into is the kind of stuff that I appreciate listening to you guys review.
But not watching.
Because, and I have history. With, I think, and I've been putting it together in preparation to speak to you on your show today. So now, have you ever heard of? I'm sure you have. I know you have. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
That's probably literally one of my top 5 favorite movies ever made.
Oh wow!
And that's not even on the ironic list. That's like actual, just straight up like Rear Window, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, like 2001. Like, it's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, but you said 2001. I know this movie didn't come out in 2001.
No, the movie 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
You messing with me?
I'm not messing with you. I just thought you were saying a year. I've had a few drinks. I don't know if you know this.
I love it.
Now, do you? So since it's one of your top 5, tell me when it came out in the movie theaters.
In the theater? I wasn't born yet.
You son of a bitch.
I believe it came out in like 71. Would be my guess if I had to guess.
Okay, let's all say it's 71.
Okay.
It's 71. Alan White's mother took Alan White in 1971 to the Spring Valley Theater on Main Street to watch this movie.
Do you know how jealous I am right now?
Huh. Dude, in 71, I would be... it couldn't be 71. I would be 5 years old.
1970, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Are you really serious right now?
June 17th, 1970.
Oh, then how did it get into... How did I... She could... how was my memory so...
World's crumbling.
Let's just... Okay, then. She surely didn't take me in 1970 to the movie theater to see this movie. She could have. It could have happened. But maybe there was a revival at the Spring Valley Theater years later, and she took me to see it.
So movies like that would play in like second run and like, kind of not grindhouse, but I mean like dollar theaters or whatever for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not unusual.
Good. So that my mother shouldn't have retroactively been sent to jail.
No.
And me put in foster care. So since then, there's a certain level of movie, and I think it's commonly going to have to be called in my mind psychotronic. I think I'm going to have to call him psychotronic.
I think you should.
That I can't sit and watch, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So you're the straight man. Every good episode of the show has a straight man. You're the straight man. This one. That's perfect.
It's got to be. That's who I am. I must be, because I even if I try, so this was an experience for me to sit down and think, well, Matt's presenting this like the way you just presented it to the audience, not in his usual format, not in his usual way where we're going to get together and just do the comedy. This is a legitimate production, and he wants us to legitimately watch this. So let me sit my black ass down and legitimately watch this movie. And I'm like, all right, okay. All right. And it was work for me to do that
Okay.
because it fits in the category of I mean, it is that kind of indie feel, psychotronic feel. But by the time the movie was over, I was, and it didn't even, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, oh, okay, all right, it pulled itself up for me. It did something for me at the end of the movie. So I don't regret watching the movie.
Okay.
Can I put it that way?
Yeah.
I don't regret. It was an experience, and it kind of paid off for me.
I totally that's fine with me. I wouldn't say that like if I were being interviewed when I was exiting the test screening, but that's what you said was totally paints the picture for me.
Yeah, it was work, but it paid off.
But
it paid off in a story form way.
Okay, so Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Impression.
I think one of the first things I think that needs to be said is that Joe should be applauded for what he made on such a small budget, and to write and direct that film, I think is a phenomenal effort. Just in itself, more than anything, it's a feature length movie that he's made, which is phenomenal.
Co-signed.
I liked the movie. I thought it was good. It was trippy in the parts where it was supposed to be trippy, and I think the biggest thing for me was the lead girl, Elysia, was fantastic. I thought she was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Her name's the actress's name is Linnea Gregg, and I thought she was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess it was in a pleasing way a very hard film to categorize.
Yes.
For one thing, did you guys watch the trailer? Did you watch the trailer when I invited you before we even committed to doing the show? Did I send you the trailer?
I think I'd watched it a while ago. I remember it coming up on Facebook
right.
when Joe had made the film. So I'd watched it a little while ago because I remember as soon as you sent it to me and I remembered seeing Linnea Gregg in some of the production shots. And it just seemed very familiar to me. Okay.
And Alan, were you aware of this at all before I shot you the Vimeo link to the screener?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I usually avoid trailers of things I was going to see anyway, but I didn't know whenever this trailer came out, I didn't know I was ever going to see it. So I just missed it all. I missed all the whole announcement.
That's right. You are famously averse to spoilers.
I am, and you know what else? There's a commercial for fan something or other, and one of those, and there's 3 fans standing somewhere at a table, and they're talking about a movie they're going to see, and one of them says that he doesn't even watch trailers, and I said, my family.
So Ant-Man and the Wasp, don't know anything about it. You're just going in. You're just avoiding. Have you seen the trailer for the second trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Nope.
Okay.
I saw a trailer for the new Jurassic World movie the other night that pretty much meant I didn't have to see the movie.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
See what I mean?
One of my confessions is I've never seen a Jurassic World Park movie, and I have no desire to.
Oh, you got to watch the first one at least.
I'm told that a lot. I'm told that I should see. I should have seen. What is it? A Close Encounters of the Third Time before this summer, and I hadn't, and then I went and saw it when it got re-released to theaters, and
Yeah, but the hype probably killed it too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. I love Richard Dreyfuss on cocaine, but other than that.
Oh my goodness! How you gonna just put him on blast like that? Or did he confess that he was on cocaine?
I think he was pretty famously coked up during Jaws and Close Encounters. Is that not common knowledge? I think. I could tell. Yeah.
It is to me now.
Okay, good. Where was I? Oh, so the trailer. So one thing is, I'm a huge horror fan in general, and I really love indie movies. So when I watched the trailer, it spoke to me on a level of like there's a resurgence, in my opinion, a renaissance in indie horror movies. And this really tapped into that in my mind. So I thought we were watching a kind of elliptical, vague, cool indie horror movie. But this really was not, this transcends all category to me. It defies categorization, I think is probably a better word. There is horror in it. But in my opinion, like the first 30 minutes of it is a black comedy as well. I mean, there's funny stuff in it. And I
totally agree with that.
Yeah. So what did you find funny?
I think the bit I found the most funny was the right at the start with her boyfriend, and the way he was just ranting I found that hilarious because I'm a fan of conspiracy theories and things like that, and I listen to podcasts where people go off on their crazy theories, and I felt like I was listening to one of those podcasts the way the guy was ranting.
Can we play one of my few non-spoilery type clips? Because I have that clip.
It.
So the film starts, the ground zero explosion of the whole movie is Elysia being dumped by her boyfriend Frank at breakfast or whatever.
You sure his name wasn't Jesus?
It was.
I've unearthed a treasure deeper than gold, purpose farther than the sun, a beautiful masterpiece inside of me. The local wizards have opened my inner cornea and unveiled my inner eardrum.
Local wizards?
Yeah, Alistair Newmoon say that I have radioed into the new world, the prime universe. And they've protected me from the lizard people.
Lizard people?
The lizards, grays, the whites.
So we're led to believe that they had a pretty good relationship before, but he started to kind of go astray and get odd. And one of the other comical things was that she said he started eating kale all the time, which seemed like a funny commentary on hipsters.
Hey! How dare he? How dare he?
Yeah. So can I just throw out a couple things that I think influenced this guy that I see in this like first scene? That jazz music with the shuffle, the brushes kind of thing, and the keys. That to me is a definite nod, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, to Angelo Badalamenti's Twin Peaks work, particularly Fire Walk With Me soundtrack.
Yeah, had that thought as soon as I heard it as well.
Okay, good. And what was the other thing? Oh, so the film starts, before the breakup scene, the film starts with these characters who are recurring things in hazmat suits in this weird control room, pushing a button, like a conveyor belt type of button or whatever, machinery. And to me, I feel that was definitely referencing one of my all-time heroes, David Lynch. It felt like Eraserhead. I don't know if you guys have seen Eraserhead or whatever, but in the beginning, before all the craziness of Eraserhead starts, there's the man on the planet, and it's just like this strange godlike being that like pulls this lever, and the story starts. So to me, it kind of felt like it was a reference to Lynch. So two references to Lynch, I guess, is what I'm saying. So,
yeah, I kind of took it as that it was them kicking off her descent, like pressing the button, off we go, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly how I took it as well. I think this guy has a ton of influences. I felt compelled to I tried to tie him to Alejandro Jodorowsky, but Santa Sangre, or not Santa Sangre, El Topo, and Holy Mountain, but I don't know if that's really there as much.
Aquaman's
I definitely
octopus?
got very Lynchian.
Yeah. Aquaman's octopus?
Isn't that the name of Topo? Isn't Aquaman's octopus called Topo?
Oh, is it?
It is too. It is.
Oh, you're not talking about that, though.
No, but we can definitely circle back around.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
There's also are you guys fans of Hal Hartley at all?
No.
I probably know some of his movies.
I'm totally blanking on the names of his films, but he is this indie guy, and his stuff, like, it was late 80s through the 90s, but he made a bunch of like these art house kind of small films, but they felt like these really stiff, like structured like plays. Like the dialogue was very like wooden intentionally, to kind of be almost like a Beckett, like Waiting for Godot kind of thing or something like that. But they're like these really small indie comedies, but this weird marriage of those two things. Some of the dialogue in the beginning felt like that weird kind of detached, almost like Terry Gilliam, like Brazil or something. I don't know if I'm expressing it well enough. Like the main character Elysia works in a like a, what is that? Like a beauty,
like a boutique.
A boutique. Thank you. And so here's a little bit of a scene just to kind of set up some more of that kind of detached, weird comedy. She's trying to help this customer pick out the perfect scent. She can't decide between these two different perfumes, and she asks Elysia for her final opinion.
I don't know. I think my old Frankie will love them both. I just want this Valentine's Day to be amazing. What do you think?
They both smell lovely.
But you didn't even smell my wrists.
I don't have to. Your beauty is worth more than a fragrance on an appendage, and your love shouldn't be tied to extrasensory enhancements. If Frankie can't love you without a certain smell attachment, then you should seek a new relationship.
Okay. I guess I'll take the one that smells like bananas.
Have a nice day, and thank you for shopping at Fashion Style Mart Hut.
I love Fashion Style Mart Hut.
I love that.
I was going to say it if she hadn't. Fashion Style Mart Hut.
I think from that scene, because she's on the start of the descent down, and it's almost like she's only talking to the customer because it's the social convention. She has to talk to her because it's part of her job. Otherwise, she'd tell that woman to go jump.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So another film that I think that he is referencing pretty heavily. Have you guys watched Carnival of Souls? It's actually in the movie.
Oh yes,
it is. That's my second experience with certain of these movies, and I got a story for it, and I'll tell it if you want me to.
I would love to hear it.
Carnival of Souls. So, back in the day, before Channel 5 became Fox in the New York area, it was WNEW. Yeah. And they had played Creature Features every Saturday. My mom raised me as a single mom, and she worked on Saturdays. So, Alan would stay in the house on Saturdays and watch Creature Features. And there was all sorts of great things, like Them, with the giant ants.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
With James Whitmore, where I think I heard my first Wilhelm scream. It was awesome. But one fine Saturday, they played Carnival of Souls, and I watched it by myself in the house.
As a kid.
Well, it's a good thing I knew my mother's telephone number at her job. Because after I watched this movie, I couldn't leave the room I was in, let alone the house.
I'll bet.
I was terrified. So she called a neighbor to come to the house, to come into the apartment and check all the closets for me and just go through the house with me to show me that there was nothing to be afraid of.
Wow. That's a good story.
It was horrifying. So when that came up in this movie, I'm like, I feel attacked.
Trigger warning.
You are coming for me. What have I ever done to this man? I don't understand this. But then her reaction to the movie, Well, I know we're not going to spoilers, so I'm not going to say what her reaction to the movie was. But I realized that her reaction to the movie was very telling
Yep.
for the storyline, and so that's the piece for me that helped me understand. I got it. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I see what this is about.
Nice. Thank you for that.
And when we say Carnival of Souls, we mean the 1962 version, not the 1998 remake,
What?
which is a dumpster fire of a movie.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. They remade it in 1998 with Shawnee Smith.
What?
Oh,
remember
Shawnee Smith.
I have a crush
Yeah,
on
yeah.
her, but
Yeah, you know
I
what?
have since
Don't watch it.
summer
It'll
school,
ruin
but-
your crush.
1998?
Yeah.
Is it worth watching in a...
No.
Nope.
He just told you
I
no.
even-
No, but I mean,
don't
even
do
in
it.
a- Okay.
Don't
No.
do it to yourself.
It's got
Even
Larry
found
Miller
it
in it.
Yeah. It's not even fun bad. It's just bad.
Wait, Wes Craven presents Carnival of Souls?
Mm-hmm.
That's its full title.
Yep. It's bad.
Oh, man. See, the Carnival of Souls is amazing because it's... I feel like that's one of those cases where, like, someone who... I don't want to say had no business making that film, but... I mean, I think he was like an ad guy. I'm forgetting the name of the original guy. It's like Herc Herkimer or something crazy.
Herc Harvey.
Herc Harvey, thank you. So most of his career was like making like training movies or stuff you'd see in school, like those like
Or the stuff you'd see in
educational
theater.
films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just saw a film he did like in 1980, which is, obviously like 20 years later after this. It was called like Shake Hands with Danger, and it was produced by Caterpillar to train people who, use cats in construction jobs to not get their hands like chewed off. Like that was the bulk of his career. So I feel like I don't want to say he had no business, because I don't want to, tell anybody what they should do with their lives based on what they do for their work, because I actually, now that I'm talking, I'm realizing I'm putting myself in a corner. I'm a video producer, and I make a lot of industrial films, so I probably have no business telling Herc what he should be doing at all.
How very dare you, sir.
Yeah. But I guess I would say, not that I was surprised that he created this film, but it is like haunting and creepy and weird. I think that sometimes it's even haunting in ways it's not intended to be, but it's got some famously creepy scenes out on like the salt flats of, like, I forget where it is, outside of like Salt Lake City or something, or so it's like this, the amusement park out in the salt flats. It's abandoned. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel like this film is referencing it really directly in the sense that in that movie, I don't know if you guys remember, but it starts off with a traumatic event that seemingly the character recovers from and goes on this surreal journey.
Damn it.
But this movie it echoes that. I believe that the breakup is the traumatic event that is a nuclear bomb that everything comes out of.
And then everything's downhill from there.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
I like. Well, you go, Alan.
Let me just throw in that if Matt's referring to those kind of danger films, well, one of the characters in the movie refers to those industrial danger films. Those kind of you learn not to do something from, like, you have to go to school. You're going to school and they show you those films in school.
Oh yeah.
One of the characters made reference to that.
You're right. I totally forgot that. Thank you.
So there's another bridge.
Yeah.
So maybe Joe Biden knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he does.
Excuse me, Joe. Hi.
So have you guys had a chance to look at any of his comics or his illustration stuff?
I'll have to now, though.
I've seen some of his art. There's a podcast I listen to called Expanded Perspectives, and I think he did some of the artwork for them at one point.
Alan, are you able to pull up his site at all? Because I would love to
Yes.
hear you guys' take on it. So it's Joe Badon, BADON.blogspot.com.
Blogspot.com.
I'm like I love comics passionately. It's probably my favorite medium, even ahead of movies. But I'm terrible at describing, like, to say, like, this artist reminds me of, it's like this meets that. Like, I'm the worst at it. Honestly, the worst. I would love to hear your take on some of his comic stuff. Because I found it,
I'm looking at it.
I find it fascinating. The more I look at it, the more I like.
Yeah, I'm seeing this.
There's a technique that he does where, like, he'll do like pencils and some inks, and then he'll color it, but he'll, like, move it, like, like 10 pixels to the right or left to kind of offset it, and then he'll put some, like, spatter stuff on top of it. That's really again, I'm so bad at describing stuff, I can't even describe, like, what that's like.
It's like a vibration. It's not a. It keeps it from being static.
Oh, okay. So it's like got a kinetic kind of quality, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. And heavy ink lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting like oh, now I can't remember any names from well, if I remember his name, I'll say it, but like comics with an X.
Yes. I don't want to throw out the name Gary Panter because I think that's too far, but like, I think there's some kind of aesthetic Gary Panter-y things in there, but it's almost like Gary Panter with, like, Richard Sala. Do you know Richard Sala? Is that his name? S-A-L-A? Do you ever watch Liquid Television on MTV in the 90s?
Yeah.
That story, The Invisible Hand, or whatever. I think it was called Invisible Hand.
Oh.
That guy?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
But it's got that cool, it's hard to describe for me, again, because I'm stupid. But I dig his stuff. And,
I really like his color work is great too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. He has some collection.
Sort of bright.
Sorry, go ahead.
It has bright bits that stick, like it catches your eye in points, and then there's parts that are just really dark. It's fantastic. Yeah,
he has some collections of stuff on Amazon. There's a character called Carl Vincent, The Files of Carl Vincent. It's like a vampire hunter. One of them is President Lyndon Johnson, vampire, which I was, that he can do a peek and look at some of the pages. It's pretty entertaining. Yakuza versus lizards.
Revisiting the lizards.
The Crime Quirks Gazette case files, just stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of that Richard Sala guy I was telling you about. But I like his stuff, and I'm totally stoked that he was inspired enough to make a film like this. I guess we could talk a little more about the stylistic stuff. There were some really ambitious visual elements. I think that the visuals really were the most remarkable parts of a lot of it, right? I mean, the story is what it is, and it's all about showing it and hearing it. The sound design, by the way, was gorgeous. I love the sound design. Yeah,
that was great. There were some points where there was like a ringing.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell if it was because I have my ears sometimes ring from years of loud music and my job, and I sort of like, is that me or is that the TV?
Yeah.
But it was always the TV, which is good, which is a good thing.
But are you referring to the telephone ring or other kind of ringing?
No, like the ringing, like almost like tinnitus. I think you Americans with your American call it tinnitus.
Yes. I think we're finally moving to tinnitus.
Oh, good.
Hopefully.
Welcome to English.
Yes, I know.
How dare you?
Although, you'll get schedule out of us before, out of our cold dead.
Not from me. Not from me. I won't be saying it.
Okay, so
one of the big things I took away from it was that, I mean, I mentioned the budget that he made earlier. I'd love to see what Joe could do with a massive budget. Like, I think, and not to take away from this film, because from what he did with the money was phenomenal, but with him, a bigger budget I think he'd make some absolutely brilliant films.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, the fact that he did this on 13 days, I mean, this is really guerrilla filmmaking. I mean, $8,000 in 13 days, that's a lot. Even if you were just doing like a super small, drama, that had like 5 locations, that would be pushing it. I mean, the fact that he
Oh,
got
definitely.
some really interesting tableaus. Oh, and speaking of tableaus, I also like that during the breakup scene in the beginning, did you notice that everyone just freezes and the entire scene takes place while no one's moving and the ice cream is melting in that little girl's hand?
Yeah.
No, I missed
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, just some neat touches like that I totally dug.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah. And he also had some very interesting visual things that are almost like Scorsese or something like that, like Goodfellas or something. When she gets back on the dating scene, which goes very poorly, she's the first guy she's dating is like a guy that's very interested in math and sciences, and he starts explaining how all life is math or whatever, and on screen you can see the figures like prime numbers and stuff popping up.
Yes.
I thought that was a cool visual. I mean, you can tell I did see that he mentioned in an interview that he storyboarded as a comics dude. He had to storyboard, and the budget. He had to storyboard it all out before he was shot. Frame
Of course,
one.
yeah.
So you can tell that he's a comics guy because of some of the stuff he did, right?
Plus the split screening.
Yes, that's what I was going to say next, was that when she's talking to the creepy jazz murderer guy, the screen splits into like 4, like the typical kind of thing you would see, and then it goes down into like smaller and smaller to where it's like 16, 17, you know what I mean? And some of them are like so small you can barely even see what's going on. It was very interesting.
Yeah. It definitely keeps you focused on the movie because you don't know what's going to come next and what's, you don't know whether some of the angles he used too, like you brought up Scorsese, there are a couple of angles where it's looking down on people or from a weird angle, like you're almost voyeuristic on what's happening as well.
Yeah. And I felt like he was employing those to make you feel like you were saying a voyeur, and there were other times where there were just some like weird Dutch angles and stuff where it just felt like you're just constantly being kept off, like you just would be getting your footing in this world, and then he would kind of like change something and spin it around.
It's to keep you uncomfortable.
Yeah, to where the whole time you're forced to empathize with her position because she is being thrown into this thing, and you're being constantly off guard, thrown off as well.
Yeah, definitely.
This might be a reach. Is there actually? I'm going to play a clip. So one of the moments that leads her down her path is she's on the couch. This is first post breakup, and she's just that pathetic mess. Like there's just food mess all around, and she's just been sobbing, probably wearing the same clothes, whatever. And something comes on the TV. First of all, Night of the Living Dead comes on TV, and I'm sure that's because it is public domain, as is Carnival of Souls. But the channel switches to something else, and let's have a listen to what she hears.
Are you hurt? Is the world letting you down? Is the trials and tribulations that you are feeling making a black void in your soul? I'm here to help you. There is somebody that can help, which is the Lord. Do you feel let down? Are you terminally ill? Do you feel all is not right in your life? Maybe you're in a breakup. Has that person left you? Do you need help? Well, I have the good news for you. Please lay your hands on the screen and touch mine through the power of television. Do you feel the healing? Please touch my hands and listen to the word of the Lord.
So that was bizarre, and she lays her hands on the screen and kind of communes with this TV person. And did you notice that on the bottom it said like something like 1-800-SHAMROCK?
Yes, I did.
Does that mean anything to anybody else?
Well, it doesn't mean what I was listening to. It was a stark contrast to what I was listening to.
Okay.
Because this is my third point of contact with this movie. I'm so horribly and so traumatically related to that kind of a faith healer. Um, because when I wasn't being traumatized by Carnival of Souls, or being dragged to the movie theater by my mother to watch Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, I was going to church, and it was a Pentecostal church. And Pentecostals believe in the power of healing and supernatural gifts and miracles.
Do Pentecostals also believe in speaking in tongues?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And that's kind of what it sounded like this guy was doing when she put her hands to the screen and they started praying or whatever they were doing. So I was a little unsettled.
Yeah.
Because the teaching of Pentecostals is that if you mock tongues, then you will go to hell with no remedy.
Oh.
So I'm hoping that that's not true to start. But it's an art expression, and it's out there to be explored. So I could see Joe exploring it. But for me, it was another one of those dredging up some parts of my history that I was just feeling like a little too close to home, a little too close to the skin, a little too close.
This is like custom made for you.
Thanks, Matt.
So I've seen you reference like religion in your background before, like online, but never like heard you talk about it fully. So I didn't know the whole thing.
There it is. I've divulged what the religion was.
I thought it was like Heaven's Gate or something, but that's Pentecostal. That's nothing.
He doesn't wear Nikes.
No, he does not. Wow. So that scene had its own resonance for you.
Yeah, and it doesn't have anything to do with shamrocks.
Okay.
Shamrocks is a good luck charm, right? So,
yes. Andrew, do you know where I'm going with this at all? It's a horror movie reference.
Oh, then I'm definitely on the right page. Then we're looking at Halloween 3.
Yes. Okay. Do you think that was a reference obliquely to Halloween 3, or is that just me?
Maybe it's like a little bit of a nod to the only Halloween movie without Michael Myers, and that the ads that so many people put up around Halloween time. 8 more days to Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's just like shorthand for like this kind of like countdown to dread for anybody that's seen horror movies, most of their lives. I don't know.
And it's a nice nod to the people who would get it too. You'd be like, oh yeah, that of course.
Yeah, it might be a stretch, but I felt like that was going on. Might be me.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
With the preacher going off too, I've listened to some stuff about Jonestown and started watching that Wild Wild Country on Netflix. About the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
it's my backyard,
him going
boy.
off like, oh really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow.
Antelope, Oregon.
So listening to him, the way he was talking, it just reminded me of, Jim Jones talking to his followers and the Rajneesh, and so it sort of hit a spot there with the stuff that I've been listening to lately. I really dug into it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to get a wink of sleep tonight.
That is my aim. And if you do, you always get your money back. That's cool. That's trash guarantee. So, keeping up with my kind of original pledge not to delve into where this goes and spoil anything, I think we're okay to just kind of move on to like final thoughts on it, and if there are any, unless you want to talk about something specific, outside of what we did.
When I took notes, I took them just to keep the narrative in my mind. So I don't have any specific reason to visit the notes or to bring out anything. I just used it as a study guide.
Sure.
Like you would in school.
Yeah. To like reinforce what you knew, right?
Yeah, or what I wanted to keep it in my head so when we start talking about it that I would be able to reference things if you were going to reference things.
So, are there any? Okay. What didn't work for you guys in this? Because I have a couple things that I would like to talk
I
about.
think one for me was the I think a couple of the supporting actors were a little bit weaker. Not they weren't bad. They were just I think they could have been a bit better. I found that the scenes where it was just them talking sort of took me out of the film a little bit. Maybe the scenes were a little bit too long. Yeah, when they were talking about Elysia, but she wasn't actually there. I found that those scenes were just a little bit long. But yeah, I mean that's just me though. I just I seem to lose my focus a little bit when they were just talking about other stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that her friends could carry a scene without her. She was I was totally impressed with her performance in this. I don't think she was, striving or really trying to do anything powerhouse. I think she was just a solid, amazing actress to this whole thing. I'll tell you guys, I the first time I watched this, I enjoyed it and I liked what he was doing, but I didn't like it. And then I watched it a second time, and it was a completely different experience. I was totally all about it the second time, and I actually watched it almost a third time, just making notes last night before we talked. And I each time I watched it, it actually grew on me. So I think it's kind of a sleeper.
And I think you'd pick up different things too.
Mm-hmm. Alan, can you tell me a little bit about what didn't work for you?
Yes, I can. So, like I described before, there are certain flavors of movies that haven't made. I guess I've been avoiding them all my life since Beyond Valley of the Dolls, and it's that indie look and feel, and it can even be from like I guess I have an idea of what indie looks like. I mean, the kind of indie film that I would watch and enjoy viscerally, just visually, through the ear gate, those things, just having an experience of watching an indie film and being involved and being invested and willingly along for the ride. I think my impression of what that looks like is never what you guys call indie, right? I think I have this big divide in my head.
Can you illustrate with some examples?
Like an art house film that I've seen.
I'm sorry, illustrate when you're saying when you think of it, it's not what you think we think. When you think of indie film, what is one of your go-to like exemplars?
Like the Red Balloon, like what do they call that?
Red Balloon.
The Red Balloon.
The French film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Red Balloon. Like it's got scope and it's got depth, and I guess it's just a bigger palette, maybe. So like the just the definition of indie for me would be it's not backed by a big studio. It's got the kind of elbow grease and get you a camera out there, but something in the depth of the cinematography maybe, and just a different feel for me. Not like in maybe an 8mm kind of right in the room with you feel, kind of closed in, and maybe I'm not sophisticated enough to even describe the kind of indie stuff that like you'll call a psychotronic film, for instance, or just that kind of inside the house or real close to the actors, or this kind of maybe shady like a pastel feel to the colors in it. And so I've been avoiding that, right? I've been avoiding that small, closed-in feeling, like maybe a Joe Don Baker movie from the 70s, right? Like or any blaxploitation film, for instance, any of them. I've been avoiding that stuff because of it just gives me that kind of claustrophobic, we're doing something that's on just the edge of depth movie, right? And I haven't taken the time to try to appreciate that for itself, for what it is. So at first, when I'm sitting and watching this, that's exactly where I landed. Soon as the first shot and them in the restaurant and the breakup scene, I'm thinking, oh, dang, this is that, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Sure.
I don't think I can do this. So that was the work for me. The work for me was the pledge to Matt. I could talk to my buddy Andrew. I could do this. I can sit through this for the sake of the show. I can make it. And full disclosure, I started watching it a couple of nights ago, and I had to stop it in an hour. Like, I got an hour's worth of it, and I was like, I gotta get some air. I gotta breathe. I gotta step away from this. The feeling is just, it's really got me. I'm feeling kind of clammy and trapped. So I watched the rest of it tonight before we got on.
Okay.
And that's when the rest of it paid off for me. Okay. So I'm not sure what it would be like to watch it in totality from start to finish without stopping, but I know that when I got back to it tonight, I was able to really appreciate where it was going. And especially so towards the end and at the end, it was like, oh, I got it. So it even made me want to maybe possibly try to see another film with this kind of I don't know, what would you call the tone of the movie, or the film quality of, I don't know how to say it. But there's a difference, right? I mean, am I right about that part at least?
No, you're totally right. And I was gonna take the baton from you when I follow you up.
Get it?
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't know if you are a big fan of like the Duplass brothers, but there's like this whole like indie kind of thing of the last, since digital changed the whole game. There's all this like, there's a mumblecore kind of thing of just, young filmmakers do this very just bare bones, whatever kind of drama stuff. But like, for me, like I'm a videographer, and one thing that I kind of had an issue with, I echo Andrew's sentiment that I felt some of the secondary cast was not as strong, which stood out because I think that Linnea was so good. But my other issue was with some of the videography. I'm sure it's videography. Maybe it's shot on film. I don't know. But was a little stylized to me to the point of distraction, to where I didn't think it was an effective use of some of the things. So they use a really narrow depth of focus. So almost in every shot, it felt like, so that if there's a character talking, she is in the foreground from the camera in perfect focus, and the background is completely in what's called bokeh effect. It's just soft to the point of like you can't even really distinguish anything except a little bit of color, a little bit of definition, but it's almost completely soft. That felt way overused to me. It's totally effective when you're showing a character in an environment where the environment doesn't matter and what the character's doing is important. But there'll be times like when there's a scene when they're in she and her friend are in the bar talking, and the entire background of the bar is in bokeh. And if you did that in a 35 millimeter or whatever, and you can see the whole background in pure focus, like it's important that they're sitting in a bar talking. That's the whole fucking point of the scene. But like it's so indie that like I mean that's just air quotes indie, like that they're talking in a bar and you can see there's like it's a bar kinda, but it's not a bar. It's just a backdrop and it's just soft focus. So it's just her in perfect focus and everything else is just soft with a little bit of color. I did not think that did not serve the film a lot of the way through. I found it really distracting. That was my main beef with it. Actually, was some of the focal stuff in it. So yeah, that was like I got to bring a negative and be honest. That actually was irritating to me after a point. It did seem like it kind of ditched it though in the second half of the film, and I don't know if that was intentional. If it was intentional, that was cool because it was But it would be the opposite of what I would expect with what's happening narratively in the story. Does that make sense? Like you would expect things to become less solid and
less focused,
grounded and focused, but it felt like it was the opposite to me.
Yeah, as she's descending into stuff. Yeah, I see what you mean. Except, unless the thing about the title of the movie made me think that there was going to be some kind of exploration into the philosophy just of what goes on in your head, or what those things actually might be, or just kind of dwell there a little bit. And maybe if that was somewhere in the theme of the movie, then maybe the beginning of the film is unfocused, and what you just described happens at the beginning of the film.
Whoa.
But as she descends, as we're calling it descending, maybe she was getting closer to.
She's ascending.
Yes.
Ooh.
Wow. That is a great read on that. That's interesting.
How about
I just
that?
have to clean my brains off the wall. Hang on one sec.
Yeah, no kidding. You just blew my mind there. Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
You're
I take all
you're
that
welcome,
back.
Joe.
I'm gonna edit out my whole thing and just edit it to make it sound cool. You just brought that up on your own, and you're smarter than I'm dumb. Like
No, don't do
that.
that. Don't do it. Don't
No,
you do it.
I couldn't do that. That's really cool.
There was another movie that I'd seen recently that it reminded me of. Matt, have you seen Starry Eyes?
Yes.
I think it's more that's the really strong lead female actress, but I found it similar to that in that it's a woman descending into madness sort of thing, and both very strong lead female actresses, and then the rest of the cast was okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I found that very similar in that regard. I loved Starry Eyes. I thought that was one of the better low budget horror movies I'd seen in a while.
Yeah. Andrew, are you a member of the Oz cult yet?
The Oz cult?
Oz Perkins? Do you know Oz Perkins? So Anthony Perkins from Psycho, his son.
Yep.
So apparently he played in like Psycho 3, he played young what's the name of the character in Psycho?
Norman Bates.
Norman, thank you. He played young Norman Bates like in a flashback at some point, whatever. But anyway, he's a director now. And I guess he was also in Legally Blonde.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't tell you about that. But he's a director now, and he's made 2 movies that I really, really love, and I think you would like.
Okay.
One of them is on Netflix, and one of them is on Amazon Prime. So he made one's called The Blackcoat's Daughter, and the other one is called I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. And
I have heard of that one.
Okay, so they're
my
both
life story.
they are he's less interested in narrative than he is in tone and telling he's not telling a story as much as he is doing telling an emotion. So like one of them is a demon possession story that's tragic and beautiful and strange, and one of them is a ghost story that is creepy as all fuck. And I love both of them, and I think you would like him. So I think you should check out some of his stuff.
I'm on it.
Don't you know that the whole continent of Australia is called Oz?
Yeah, I knew I confused him. That's why I had to explain it.
You got me confused. I'm like, I'm the chief member of the Oz cult, so I don't even know what you're talking about. What is he talking about?
It's not Ozploitation. It's American
indie
horror. It's a whole
different kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a very good documentary about Ozploitation too.
What is that called? I think I've seen that.
Okay. Give me a second, I'll find it.
Beer balls and blood.
I'm
pretty sure it was on Netflix, and I actually saw it, and it was good. It's like 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, maybe even a bit further. Not quite Hollywood.
Yes, that was good. I saw that.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
There's where I live at the moment. They talk about a couple of really gory vampire movies they made in the 70s, and I'm sort of a 20-minute drive from the place they used that didn't know they were making the films at the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I really want to go and have a look at the place just to get an idea.
You'll have to shoot me some of the titles.
Yeah, we'll do. Definitely.
Okay, so we talked about stuff that didn't work. Can we just do like a quick kind of once around, just like what did work? What are your favorite parts about this or elements?
I'll say Lene Gregg. I thought she was phenomenal in it. She was such a just every time she was on screen, I couldn't take my eyes off her. I thought she just carried the whole film on her back, and she was fantastic.
Alan?
The story, the ending, the payoff. The payoff for me redeemed the entire movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that actually kind of just echo both of you guys. I think that she was amazing in this, and anytime if something didn't feel like it was working to me in any kind of way, I would fall back on her, and it anchored me in the film. But I do think I did like the story, and the fact, like Alan, what you threw out there about this might not be a descent, it might be an ascendancy, blew my mind, man. I'm probably gonna watch this again. It's not right now because I've watched it like 3 times in the last 5 days, but I'm probably gonna come back to it like in a couple of weeks and watch it through that lens. And I think that there's something to what you're saying, and so I'm totally interested in that.
Well, see, that's what I'm picking that up from, just noticing that there's a seemingly random whole sprinkling of scenes throughout the movie that for me it wasn't off-putting. I was chalking it up to being a piece of creativity and just maybe trying to give us just other things to digest during the movie, right? Maybe art for art's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure, but like I'm saying, at the end of the movie, it gets redeemed. All that scenery gets redeemed, and I think if you pay attention to, not that I did not. I'm only thinking in retrospect because I watched it one time in 2 sittings. So I'm not saying that I'm like the most studious person and my notes are all flawless. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying right now, as we're speaking about it, in retrospect, maybe all those seemingly random scenes are pointing to that same kind of ascension.
Yeah.
For her.
Can't believe this is the first time you've been on here.
That's because I just told you I have a hard time with these types of movies.
Yeah, I know.
I have a real hard time with these types of movies. So but I'm glad for the experience because it is, there's this thing, right, where you have a hard experience in your life. You never want to go back to it, but you're never going to really get better at dealing with those things unless you go back to it and get a little practice in it. So I might have to, for my own sake, try to watch some more of these types of movies and start to fold that into my experience.
So this is all due to me, and you're welcome. You're growing, and I knew you could. I'm proud of you.
You could tell he's a father of boys and girls.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Athena didn't watch this one, which she actually could have.
Oh, that's right. You got a growing child there. There's no longer a little girl down there, a little baby.
Yeah, she's 10.
Oh, no, wait.
Wow.
Cuckoo. How old are yours, Andrew?
Evie will be 9 next week, and Melody just turned 6.
Wow.
So, yes. It's terrifying.
Yeah, because it's definitely been some years because you had a baby last time we talked, so.
Yeah, it would have been. So, yeah, probably, 4-ish years ago.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was 4 or 5 years ago. That's cuckoo. Okay, so any final thoughts you guys have before we wrap? I think we had a great talk about this, especially considering that we were trying to not spoil anything.
I think we did very well.
Kudos to us.
I think it's definitely worth a watch. And like I said at the start, I think Joe needs to be applauded for what he did with $8,000 because it's a very well shot movie, and I thought the budget was a lot more than that.
Yeah, I would have guessed probably 3 or 4 times at least what it cost to make this, just based on what it was. And I can't believe we did it in 13 days. There's a lot of specialty shots in here. Oh, one other thing that I did have kind of an issue with was some stock footage. And I know that that's something that happens on an indie budget. I get it. I'm a producer. I have to buy stock footage sometimes, but I hate stock footage passionately. So when I saw some stock footage at the very beginning, like the pyramids of Giza and some dolphins and a wolf, I was just it's just like a gut punch to me just seeing stock footage. But I got over it because then I found out afterwards what he made this on, and it was very impressive. And I applaud you, sir.
Totally.
So does anybody have like an RIYL, like recommended if you like if you like blank, blank, or blank, you probably like The God Inside My Ear?
I would say I'd recommend Starry Eyes. I think is more based on the very strong lead female actress. Yeah, but it's just the descent into madness is just. I mean, there's a lot of films like that, but I think for me, Starry Eyes stood out as the one I associated it with a lot.
I think it's a good call. I hadn't thought about that much since I saw it, but yeah, it's a great call. You're very wise.
So Alan, don't watch Starry Eyes.
Yeah, don't watch Starry Eyes. It's way more
no problem.
Way more horror specific than this is, though.
Oh yeah, that movie gets real red.
Yeah, I found this. The God Inside My Ear to have some disturbing elements to it, but I would not say it's a disturbing movie. Starry Eyes was upsetting.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree.
It sticks to your ribs like beef stew for a couple days. Like it's.
Yeah. And
That's
just
all I need to hear.
I think her name's Alex Esso, the main actress in Starry Eyes. She was just there's similar sort of scenes where you worry for their welfare as actresses when they just, going into that madness, and you just, woo. But there's just such good actresses that it's, it just comes out so well.
Yeah. I have a hard time doing a recommendation based on another film because this is not like many other films I've ever seen, really.
No.
It's kaleidoscopic, sometimes literally. There's psychedelic scenes in it. I mean, it jumps from that humor to just stark horror. There's a scene with a neighbor's dog that had me in tears, and then you turn around and see something else that's a visual that's just stark and haunting. So I have a hard time pigeonholing it. For me, I mean, that Starry Eyes reference is cool, and then like. God, I mean, Eraserhead is like one of the first things I think of when I think of this. Like, there's even I don't know if you guys are familiar with that film, but there's in Eraserhead there's the lady in the radiator who is this kind of Marilyn Monroe character who has these false big like Betty Boop cheeks, and she sings this song. And there's a character that in this film that I feel is very much a reference to that in the second half of the film. So I think that he's a huge Eraserhead fan, but that might just be me. Maybe he'll come.
There's a lot of Lynchian references. It's as soon as that music kicked in at the start, like we mentioned before, my brain went to David Lynch, and I think there's a lot of that, especially the early David Lynch films.
Yes, very much so. Okay, so any final thoughts from you guys?
See,
I like pie.
Good, because I was actually just filling out your tombstone order, and I didn't know what to put on there. So I got that. And if you don't mind, I'm going to sing at the funeral.
I won't care.
Okay. Because I am the wind beneath your wings.
If it's my funeral, you can do anything you like.
That's right. What are you going to do? Haunt
Nothing.
me? Nothing.
I'm not doing anything. I'm gone.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for making the time to talk to me and being intercontinental. I feel totally like posh and cool now because right, worldwide.
You're welcome.
And Alan, it was a pleasure to finally talk to you virtually.
Just in real time.
Yeah. The next time that we speak, though, I want it to be in person. I want to be able to give you a hug. You too, Andrew.
Definitely.
Let's make this happen.
I'm a hugger.
So am I.
He's a good hugger.
The court made me get a tattoo that says that on my arm because people are supposed to know.
If they knock on doors in the neighborhood, I'm a hugger.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm new in the neighborhood. I'm a hugger. Give me the double tap and I'll stop.
Is there a registry? Do we have to put ourselves on a registry?
Yeah, but it's not as creepy as the big one, Whatever.
Yes, good.
Nobody checks that one. All right, so I should probably stop talking now because
then it'll just get weird.
Then it'll just get weird. Yeah. All right, so thank you guys very much for doing this with me and taking this journey with me. It was a crazy journey, and I appreciate your participation.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, and so I don't know what I'm doing next. I go in these waves. This is for the audience. Of like, I'll get really studious and I'll book the show out for like 2 or 3 months, and then I think, oh, this is so easy, and then I'll not do it, and then I get to the end of my bookings and realize I have to figure out what the fuck I'm doing next. So I'm at that cycle right now where I'm panicking, thinking, who the hell can I call and bother and get on the show again? So I don't know who's going to be on next or what movie we're talking about. So there's that. You can follow us on Twitter at @that's_trash, and you always find out what we're doing next. Or you can go to that'scoolthat'strash.com, and we're always happy to let you know what's happening there too. So guys, thank you very much again. And for That's Cool, That's Trash, I'm Matt Howell, and you have been
Andrew Shaw
and
Alan White.
Nailed it. You folks out there, stay trashy.
That's cool. La 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 la. That's trash. La 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 la. That's cool. La 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 la. That's trash. That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
He would go get eggs and be gone for hours. He would started wearing gloves, buying lots of aluminum foil, eating kale. You know, it wasn't right.